If you don't want to get left behind in Miami-Dade's topsy-turvy rental market, then this is an absolute must-watch video. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate expert. And in this video, we're covering everything to do with the Miami-Dade rental market. You're going to get an in-depth look at the most accurate, up-to-date information directly from the MLS, the backbone of the real estate industry, same as I do every single month, bringing you guys the freshest data. And as far as I know, nobody else on YouTube is still doing YouTube video updates on the rental market here in Miami-Dade. So if that's something that you appreciate, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell, and at the very least, smash the like button. All of these things cost you $0, okay? So whether you're a renter, a landlord, or you want to be one of those things, it's in your budget, okay? So we're going to talk about the Miami-Dade County rental market through February of 2024, because that's our most up-to-date data. And we're going to start it off with this graph right here, which is inventory, okay? So inventory, active number of listings, aka supply, and then number of new listings. So the number of active listings came in at 11,184 for the month of February. That's down 175 units from 11,359, which is a 1.5% reduction. Now, year over year, inventory is up a staggering 2,631 units from 8,553. Okay, so 8,553, that was over here. And then right now we're at 11,184, okay? That's a 30.8% increase in inventory in just 1 year. And if we go back 2 years over to this near low point of this February 2022, we see we had 4,311 units of active inventory at that point, and that's a 159.4% increase in inventory during that time, okay? So when we get to the price section, the median sale price or median rental price section of this video, keep in mind that over the last couple years here, we have seen a 159.4% increase in the amount of total supply. Now, have things topped off a little bit? Well, we're coming into the spring market, so we'll see if there's more inventory coming on the market, but you know, probably not going to be a huge uptick in supply because we've already seen so much of an uptick over the last couple of years. Now, new listings, that's the blue line there, came in at 5,083, which is actually down 556 units or 10.9%. Now, year over year, new listings are actually up 1,048 units or 26.0%, okay? So from this point, we're up 26.0%, and then from last month, we're down 10.9%, okay? Now, let's go ahead and go back 2 years again, comparing that February 2022, when there was 2,915 new listings. We've seen a 2,168 unit increase in new listings, or a 74.4% increase in the rate of new listings coming on the market. Now, this next graph is median sale price and number of sales. And when we say sales, this is just the terminology that the MLS gives it. We're really talking about rental transactions. So make no mistake, this is a rental video. If I slip up and say sales, you know, feel free to drop a comment with your dissatisfaction. But real quick, before we talk about median sale price or median rental price, whatever you want to call it, I realized I left a graph out here, so I'm just going to tell you real quick. Average days on market and closed price to original price ratio somehow we missed those graphs or that graph. So average days on market came in at 66, which is down 8 days from 74 in January, and then year over year is up 5 days from 61 days on market last February. Closed price to original price ratio, all that is the percentage difference between what a unit is listed for versus what it ended up renting for. So if it was listed for rent at, let's say, $3,000 and it rented for $2,700, that's a $300 difference or a 10% difference, meaning that it is a 90% closed price to original price ratio. Now, closed price to original price ratio came in at 97.1%, which was up 0.7% from 96.4% last month. And then last year in February, we actually saw a 98.1% closed price to original price ratio. So 97.1 is obviously 1% less than that, meaning that, from what a landlord's asking versus what they're getting is getting further away this year than it was last year. Now, moving on to this median closed rental price graph that we have here with the number of sales. Median rental price overall for all unit types grouped together stayed at $3,000 again for the 5th month in a row, okay? So, and it's also the same price year over year, $3,000. I mean, look how flat that is, okay? We went from these highs in 2022 and, the end of 2021, and it's just been kind of withering and dithering on down, and it's been staying flat at 3,000. Now, I don't think that we're going to see it go much lower than that. So I think it's a good time for renters to, try and negotiate because we've had a 159% increase in inventory over the last 2 years. Now, sales, that's our blue line here. And again, overall for all unit types, we're going to break it down in bedroom count in a second here. But overall sales, aka closed rental transactions, never going to stop messing that up, came in at 3,204 closings, okay? Which is up 138 rental transactions from January's 3,066, okay? So 138 more rental closings this month than last month. Year over year, we were up 360 transactions from 2,844 over here, okay? That's a 12.7% increase in the last year in terms of closed rental transactions. So as you see more inventory coming on the market, we see more closed transactions happening. People are finding better deals. They're, making the move because they're able to not only find better prices, but they're also finding better units. So, that's a good thing overall for renters. For landlords, it makes things a little bit trickier because you got to really know what you're doing or be working with a listing agent who does, aka myself. Now, we got median sale price and sales, again, closed rental transaction and transaction price and number of transactions for studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms coming up right now. So the first one is studios, which came in at $2,500, which is up actually $100 month over month. Okay, so that's you're looking at the median sale price, median rental price, the green line there, up $100. That's a 4.2% increase. Same price year over year, so 0% change there. It was $2,500 last February, and it's $2,500 again. Okay, now number of transactions for studios came in at 167. That's down 3 from month over month. Year over year, we had 135 transactions last February. So we have 32 more rental transactions for studios happening this year than we did last year. Now let's look at 1 bedrooms here. Same thing, price and number of transactions. So 1 bedrooms median rental price is right now at $2,700, which is kind of crazy that there's only a $200 difference between studios and 1 bedrooms right now. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about those two options. $2,700, same as last month, and $50 less than last year. So last year in February, the median rental price for a 1 bedroom was $2,750. Okay. Now, number of closed transactions came in at 979, and that is actually up 24 transactions from January. And year over year, we have 90 additional closed rentals compared to this point. Okay. Now, let's look at 2 bedrooms next here. And 2 bedrooms surprisingly decreased down to $2,785 for the median rental price. That's a $115 reduction or 4.0% in just 1 month. So that's definitely something to take note of. You see that green line kind of hiding behind there. That's the median sale price, median rental price. Interesting to note. And then year over year prices for 2 bedrooms are actually down $215 or 7.2% from $3,000 last February. So, 2 bedrooms are definitely getting getting a bit more affordable for people. So keep that in mind. If you're kind of between a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom, the difference is not a lot. You're only talking about a $85 difference in terms of the median rental price between a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom. Obviously, the area of town matters a lot, where it is and what you're getting. But the prices are getting closer together. So if you're between a 1 and a 2 bedroom, keep that in mind. you got some negotiating power on your side. I mean, look at that. It's just been basically a straight downward trend line for the last 2 years and change on 2-bedroom rentals. Now, number of transactions for 2-bedroom rentals in Miami-Dade came in at 1,117, which is up 72 transactions from 1,045 in January. Year over year saw 944 closed rentals last February. So that's 173 additional transactions that took place this year. And we can see that in the blue line there. Now, next up is 3 bedrooms, okay? So 3-bedroom rentals stayed at $3,200 for the 5th month in a row. A lot of stability happening there on that price action line, the green line there. It's actually up $100 or 3.2% year over year. From last February, it was at $3,100. So from $3,100 to $3,200. So keep that in mind. If you're a landlord, the more bedrooms that you have, bedroom count, the more not just stable, but look at that price line over the last 2 years versus the one we just saw for 2 bedrooms. So something to keep in mind for investors out there and current landlords as well. If you have a bunch of 2 bedrooms and they're not performing well, maybe you give me a call and we get rid of some and we get you some 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, okay? Now, number of transactions for 3-bedroom rentals came in at 716. That's up 70 from 646 transactions in January and up 86 year over year from last February, okay? Now, checking out 4 bedrooms next. 4-bedroom rentals actually stayed at $4,000 for 2 months in a row now, and it's up $100 or 2.6% from last February's $3,900. So we see a lot of stability in prices for 4 bedrooms, but think about that jump from 3 bedrooms being at $3,100 and then 4 bedrooms being at $4,000. So it's a whole $900 difference versus, like for instance, the 1 to 2 bedroom difference was only $85. And even the 2 to 3 bedroom, the 2 bedroom was what, $2,785, and then 3 bedrooms being $3,100, that's what, about $315 or something if my math is right. So the jump between even 2 to 3 bedrooms being a few $100 versus 3 to 4 bedrooms being $900. And this is a factor of there's just not as many, okay? So looking at transactions, we see there was only 184 transactions for 4-bedroom rentals, okay? And that's down 16 transactions from 200 in January. And then year over year, it's down 10 closed rentals from last February's 194, okay? So, from this point to there, it's down 10, and then from here to here, it's down 16, okay? So, pretty interesting, and, there's just less 4-bedroom rentals on the market, and that's not because people don't want 4-bedroom rentals, but it's often because people will sacrifice having only a 3-bedroom or a 3-bedroom with a den and then using the living room for their office or whatever because of the big disparity in price, okay? $4,000 a month for a rental is a lot of money for a lot of people. So it's something interesting to take note of. If you can find a good 4-bedroom rental for a good price, that could really be a nice sweet spot for any investors and landlords out there. Now, looking at months of inventory next, this is for all properties regardless of bedroom count. And just in case, months of inventory is how long would it take to sell the existing supply if no new properties came on the market. So months of inventory for rentals in Miami-Dade stayed at 4 months of inventory for the 5th month in a row. A lot of continuity in this whole 5-month timetable going on. And then last February was also 4 months. So it might not look like a flat line, but look how big the scale is in between here. So it's staying in that 4-month range, even though it might go a little bit above, a little bit below. It's staying closer to 4 months than anything else. So, we don't do like 4.2 months of inventory. It's just either, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So expired listings is next. That's the blue line there. The big pops are December because a lot of times people will sign listing agreements from whatever point that they signed it in the year, ending on December 31st. So that's why you see these big pops. So you can kind of not necessarily ignore the pops, but look at the trend overall of expireds. And we see that there's more expireds happening, which makes sense because there's been a 159% increase in inventory. So when you have more inventory, there's going to be more expired listings to go along with that. Now, expired listings came in at 291 for February, which was down 57 from 348 in January. However, it's up 36 expireds from last February's 255. So again, that increase in expireds corresponding with the increase in inventory. So it's all very interesting. I love the data because the numbers don't lie. And, a lot of people will focus on little specific things to try and paint a picture. What I do is I like to just look at the data from an objective standpoint and see, hey, what's going on? And hey, what do I think is the right thing to be doing? And whether you're a renter, a landlord, or somebody who's looking to become a renter or a landlord, here's what I think, okay? So if you're a renter in this market, it might be a good time to look at, moving up from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, right? Or even potentially a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom. There's a lot of price stability in the market. There's a lot more extra listings in the market. So it could be a great time to negotiate a better price for your lease. Even if you're happy where you're at in your current unit, you could say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Landlord, I'm seeing that there's so many more options out there. Of course, I love living here, but I'm noticing that there's so many other places that are, equal or better that are actually listed less than where I'm at. Can I get a $50 break? Can I get a $100 break on the rent for this year and put the ball in their court? What's the worst that can happen? They say no, right? Or they say, well, actually, we're going to increase the rent. And then it's up to you to decide whether you want to take the increase or not. But unless it is a 3-bedroom rental, the prices on these rentals, they're not really going up like that. They're pretty much staying the same. Of course, with the exception of the 3 months. The 3-bedroom rentals have gone up over the last year. And then, of course, 4 bedrooms also kind of withering up, withering isn't the right word, meandering up over the last year. So unless it's a 3 or a 4-bedroom rental, that pretty much, prices have been trending more down than they have been up. Other than studios have pretty much been constant. If you're a landlord in this market, it is so important to know what the product is that you're offering on the market and what the value of it is, okay? There's a lot of landlords I see out there that still have the rosy colored glasses on from the pandemic era where you could just throw out a price and people would snatch it up. I was seeing, places that are listed for $3,000 renting for $4,000 or listed for $5,000 renting for $6,500 and just wild stuff that I don't think we're going to really see again. Hopefully, unless if there's another pandemic and everybody starts moving down here again from, all the places up north and stuff, maybe we see that again. But, it's time to take the rosy colored glasses off and get real, okay? Because days on market are up, inventory is wildly up, prices are not going up like they were. If anything, certain categories are going down, and it might be time to take those rosy colored glasses off and get real about the current market rate of your units, okay? It also might be time to liquidate, right? It's a good time to sell right now because, and also too, I have a multifamily video coming up for you guys this month. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and smash, the bell and the like button and all these things. But it might be time to liquidate some assets and get into some better performing assets like those 3 and 4 bedroom units. If you're stuck in a studio or a 1-bedroom that's just not performing, or a 2-bedroom where there's so much competition and prices are coming down, maybe it's time to look at some better performing, bedroom counts, okay? Those are my thoughts. There's so much more I could say depending on what your individual situation is. But at the end of the day, it's just really important to make sure you run the numbers and be conservative and don't have those rosy colored glasses and make sure you're being accurate, okay? That's what a comparative market analysis will provide you, is accurate information in addition to these videos, but we can get granular, in terms of specific properties working one-on-one. So whether you're a renter, a landlord, somebody who wants to be one of those things, or you're just interested and maybe you think you might want to invest one day, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you and help you out. Free consultation. I'm the least pushy person of all time. I pride myself on not being, a pushy realtor. Completely no pressure. reach out to me. Just establish the line of communication and get the ball rolling. It's never too early to start working on your real estate goals, okay? I work with people routinely that we work together for years until we finally realize whatever the goal it is that they're looking to do, just planning and preparing. Sometimes it happens quick, for sure, but some people, it takes time, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a resource to the community, and it's a pleasure, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought. If there's any videos that you want to see me do in the future, specific things, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Can't hurt to try, right? Every time I've gotten a video recommended, I've done whatever video it was, so see how it goes for you. That's pretty much it, guys. Jake Fletcher with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty. It's my pleasure to be your Miami real estate agent, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.